This is another review I'm doing of an old magazine. The last one that I did was of Everyday Electronics magazine. This one is Practical Electronics magazine. And I've read on Wikipedia that this is supposed to be the more the brainy one. This is for brainy electronics enthusiasts. The other one, Everyday Electronics, that was more of a novice magazine. But this is the this has more advanced stuff in it. It's I did sing of the parrot. How I actually came to get this magazine, I saw every year. I saw every edition of this magazine apart from I think it was October, November, I think, or November and December, I'm not sure. And I got it confused with Everyday Electronics magazine. Well, I got something. I designed an electronic circuit and got it published in 1983 in Everyday Electronics magazine in the Circuit Exchange feature, and it might. I'm not sure exactly sure what month it was, but it I know it wasn't late. It wasn't in sort of late. It was sort of like springtime, sort of February, March, April. And I sent off these magazines on eBay, confusing them with Everyday Electronics magazine, but they weren't really the ones I was looking for. I'm trying to find the actual magazine online that I got this circuit published in, but it's elusive. The elusive edition of Everyday Electronics magazine, it's not turned up yet anywhere on Lacot. I've still got the actual circuit somewhere in my flat, because at the time when you had it published, either me or my mother cut it out. The actual circuit out. We didn't keep. I don't think we kept the magazine. It might have got the actual magazine. Might have got. I don't think we. But we did keep the actual circuit that I got published. But anyway, this is Practical Electronics from April 1983, and there's a picture of a parrot on the front. It's one of the more expensive, I think. Well, I assume it was. And at 85p, but of course you've got to remember that 85p was quite a substantial amount of money in 1983. But you can see the projects featured in it on the front cover. Digit Talker, Part 1, Sound Synthesis Board, plus Projects Phaser, Car Wiper, Delay, Computing, Into the Real World 3, Ultimum, Floppy Disk Controller, Microbus, News and Features, Space Watch, Bazaar, Microfile, Semiconductor, Update, Industry Notebook. I think that's Slade. I don't know what Slade are doing on the front cover of it. I don't. They must be related to one of the. Have some connection with one of the projects featured inside. It must be something to do with sound. I think that looks like Slade to me. That does. Don't know if it really is. Don't know if it really is them or not. It's a bit difficult to say, but it does look like them. On the back of it, there's speech synthesizer for Z881 and VIC-20. Well, the Z881 and VIC-20 were actually computers in the 80s, and these are sort of this is an advert for a speech synthesizer that you can plug into these old computers. Now your computer can talk. Allophone, extended phoneme system, gives unlimited vocabulary. Can be used with an unexpanded VIC-20 or x81. Does not require large areas of memory. In VIC-20 version, speech output is directed to TV speaker with no additional amplification needed. Allows speech to be easily included in programs. Complete kit only £24.95. Order as LK 008 VIC-20 talkback. LK 01B ZX81 talkback. Full construction details in Mapping Projects Book 6, price 70p. Order as XAO6G Mapping Mag Volume 2 number 6. There's I think there's adverts for other things here. Matinee organ. Easy to build, superb specification. Comparable with organs selling for up to £1,000. False construction details in our book. See that these are kits. You see, if you got the kit for something to build it yourself, you didn't pay as much as what you would if you bought it fully constructed. Price £2.50. Complete. That's the actual price of the book, not the complete kits available. Electronics XY91Y £299.95. Cabinet XY93B £99.50. Demo cassette XX43W £199. So that's an ad for a kit to build your own organ. So that you don't actually pay as much as what you would if you bought the organ fully built. Keyboard with electronics for ZX81. There's an X81 with the other kits for ZX81. Home security system. 25-watt stereo MOSFET amplifier. Buy it with Mac card. Maplin's fantastic projects. No, these are all kits that you can buy to you know what I mean? Build thing. Have a go at building things yourself. The ZX81 computer. I'll just go through a brief run through of what that was. It was released by Sinclair Research Limited. This Clive Sinclair was an electronics entrepreneur, and people think he invented the first home computer, but he didn't. I mean, people say, I've heard it on the radio, that the Sinclair ZX80, which was his invention, was that was the first home computer, in 1980. But there was there were other more expensive computers in the late 70s, such as Commodore PET. I mean, that was sort of pre 1980. But the ZX80 wasn't the first home computer. I mean, the people tell you that the first the home video recorders were in the 70s, but they weren't. But Bob Monkhouse was one of the first people in Britain to own a video recorder, and that was in the 60s. You know what I mean? They were just a different sort of video recorder. That's all. It was just a different sort of machine. Much more, it out of the. It was financially out of the reach of most people, and but there was the ZX80. There's ZX80 81. And here, this is the real technical marvel of the 80s here. Sinclair's ZX Spectrum. That was the first computer I ever had when I was just but a boy. 16K or 48K RAM, full size moving keyboard, colour and sound, high resolution graphics for only £125. If you paid £125, you got the 16K version. That's 16 kilobytes. I mean, to give you an idea of how little that is by today's standards, if you buy a laptop now, they'd have gigabytes of RAM and terabytes of hard drive, and a gigabyte is 1,000 million, and a terabyte is a million. And these numbers, these figures here are just thousands. There's ZX printer available now. The ZX microdrive. The new microdrive designed. The new microdrive designed especially for the ZX Spectrum are set to change the face of personal computing by providing mass online storage. Each microdrive can hold up to 100 kbytes using a simple interchangeable storage medium. The transfer rate is 16 kbytes per second with an average access time of 3.5 seconds, and you'll be able to connect up to 8 microdrives to your Spectrum via the expansion module. A remarkable breakthrough at a remarkable price. The microdrives will be available in the early part of 1983 for around £50. So I'm not entirely sure what a microdrive is. It may be. I'd have to look it up on Wikipedia sometime, and if I might even do a review of it. So that's right. If I can look it on Wikipedia and find out more about it, I might actually do a review of it. There's an ZX printer available now. Designed it. That's the. That's to print yourself. Print. That's the actual computer there. No, the keyboard of it. And that's how you sent off for it if you wanted. The 16K RAM version was £125, and the 48K RAM version was £175. And that was in 1983. That's a fair bit of money then. That was what you were paying for that teeny weeny little bit of memory. Tell you what the that's the full specifications of it. You know, if you just pause the video if you want to. That's the anyway. This is just part one of this review of this magazine. I'll do a more part that I think there's going to be a part 2, and possibly there's going to be a part 3 as well. Well, in the other part or parts, I'm going to do a more in-depth summary of the projects in here. The only snag with this particular magazine is that you can't actually read everything in the actual magazine, because the pages are a bit, some of the pages are a bit cut off at the side, so that you can't read everything. But there is an awful lot in here. You know what I mean? There's an awful lot of, for anybody who's interested in old computers and stuff, they can have a look at the adverts in here and for these devices, and sort of look find out, look up more about them online. And but there's a lot. It's I think Everyday Electronics was a more novice magazine. This is the this. You know what I mean? This is more for the hardcore electronics enthusiast. Anyway, I'll be back with part 2 soon.